Pallermo from OPIC here today. Dr. Pallermo, engagement surveys have increased in popularity. What is the OPIC's approach to measuring engagement in organisations?
Engagement is very important because it gives us an indicator of whether staff are motivated, whether they're coming to work, and whether they have positive attitudes in their work, so that they're actually perhaps able to give that extra effort that we often want when we talk about high, effective, productive workplaces. What we do at OPIC, however, is we do an engagement survey, but we also expand that survey to other domains that we know are very important for motivating employees. And those other domains include the effectiveness of their relationships with their leader or manager, the extent to which they're receiving feedback and recognition in the work that they're doing, the level of teamwork in the workplace, whether the workplace exhibits a learning culture. In other words, does the workplace itself give messages to employees that make them think that it's a workplace that's able to grow and adapt and learn. And also, we also measure some organisational outcomes that relate to perhaps worker satisfaction, but also their intention to remain in the organisation, and also some safety and well-being indicators, so that we can kind of get a gauge on how the organisation is faring. When we do an employee survey, and safety is an important issue for many of our clients, we can also include a domain that relates to safety and safety culture.
Could you tell me about OPIC's unique solutions in the area?
Yes. We have a survey that incorporates those domains that I was talking about before, and we call it OPIC Pulse. And we see it as a survey that takes the pulse of the organisational climate. The way in which OPIC differentiates from some of the other surveys that are out and about, I guess, is that our survey is customisable. We have standard questions that clients can use. However, we can also customise those questions to suit your environment, to suit the client's organisational fit. So you're not really getting one size fits all. We actually make sure we know enough about our clients so that we customise the survey to best suit their needs over a period of time, because ideally what most organisations want to do is they want to take the pulse and then they want to take it again, perhaps 18 months to 2 years later, where they perhaps had some time to develop some interventions that come out of the survey. So we actually make sure that the items that are being asked are really relevant, that employees are going to see the relevance of those items, and that those items then can inform any interventions that the organisation is able to actually implement in between survey response times. So the other unique factor that we have at OPIC is, unlike some other organisations, we have the capacity here to start with the client from very early days in terms of survey development, and then we can take the client all the way through to action planning and implementing interventions. So we take a whole scale approach, and some clients don't need that, but we have worked with a lot of clients who perhaps hadn't done a survey like this before, or who had done a survey but perhaps hadn't been involved in action planning or interventions after the survey. So what we do is we can customise the whole process, and importantly brand the process in the same way, so that employees can see the links between the survey that they've done, the reports and results that come out of the survey, the action planning that comes out of that, and then the implementation of certain programs that come out of those actions, so that employees themselves, importantly, can see that the promises made have been acted upon, because I think that particularly is a crucial element in terms of engagement. Often employees will disengage when they believe that their organisation doesn't keep its promises, and that often happens when we see these kind of climate surveys. We see organisations too often implementing a climate survey but then doing nothing with the results. And from an employee point of view, that's actually a broken promise, and you really don't want that. That you can cause a lot of damage there. It's better not to do anything than to actually do a survey and not do anything with the results. So we make sure that our clients have the capacity and capability to make sure that that whole process is followed through, and if they need our help along the way, we can actually assist them across all of those domains and all of those stages of that process.
Well, it certainly sounds like OPIC has a comprehensive and a long-term strategy to improving employee engagement. Thank you very much for your time, Dr. Pallermo, and looking forward to talking to you soon.